And now we want to go and podcast another episode. So I go to the top, pull down the menu, podcast another episode, and go. And I'm going to browse to my video. It's on my memory stick. And I scroll to the end to find the latest and greatest. This is my video file, my current one. I don't want to podcast it because it's going on. I take the next one from 5 p.m. from the start of the class. Click it open. Highlight it, Control C. Now go up to the description, Control V. Go up to the title, Control V. And click Submit. I can attach to it the spreadsheet also, the latest and greatest spreadsheet and the latest and greatest notes. So I go Browse. Now I'm looking for my latest spreadsheet with a correction. What should it be, Jacob? The Excel file. So I highlight the Excel file and click it open, and that will be an attachment to my podcast. So you can download that. Control C with my fancy corrections that we made. Control V. Now I have the spreadsheet also. I click Submit and hold my fingers crossed that it won't crash in the middle. A couple of minutes, it will be on the internet and you can download it and play it back. That concludes the session and the review. Let's summarize what we have learned. One thing that you have learned, Brian, what was it?
ABC method, traditional method.
And the ABC stands for what?
Activity-based.
That's right. One thing that we didn't discuss in detail is what's the difference between ABC and traditional. We did calculate the rate, and we did apply the rate. The difference between the traditional and the ABC is the ABC is doing it more than once. What the ABC is saying, unlike the Bahamas, once is not enough. Why is once not enough, Jacob? No, many times once is enough. For example, with the formulas, you want to do the formula once, the audited OK formula, for example.
Are you uploading something else besides
Yes.
the text file? It just says
Yes.
text file there.
So it says OK, it uploaded it already.
That's the text file. So you want to upload that?
That was the text file.
Yeah, TXT it said.
Let's go to the end and see. No, it is the video plus the XLS.
Okay, good. So it's there already.
So it's there.
Okay, fine.
So the question is, why is once not enough, Jacob? And the answer is, when you deal with cost centers that are not homogeneous, it is not enough to make one huge pool and one huge rate. You understand that, Jacob?
Yeah.
Because then you are mixing up things that are not comparable. For example, it doesn't make sense to mix potatoes, apples, chairs, and tables. Why does it not make sense to give them all the same rate, Jacob? Because they are not the same thing. This is why it is not right to use the traditional method that takes all the cost items, doctor salaries, secretary salaries, cleaner salaries, to put them into one big pool and then come with an average cost per person. Do you understand that? Because the medical school that has lots of doctors should not be in the same pool as the cleaning department that has lots of cleaners, and take them all and throw them into one big mishmash and come up with one rate. So the ABC method is saying don't do that. Even though it is easier and simpler, it will create all kind of distortion of the cost. You wouldn't know how much it costs you. You wouldn't charge the right amount, and you'll make a big mess. Instead, base it on the activity. Go to the hospital and use the doctors as one activity and the cleaners as a separate activity, and calculate separate rates for each one of them. The doctors will be on an average per hour $500, and the cleaner on the average per hour will be what, Brian? $500 per hour? No, be like minimum rate of $5 or $10 an hour. So now, Jacob, explain to the class why once is not enough for the ABC costing method.
There's just so many different types of things.
That's right. And instead of doing it once,
Yeah, you many times.
you do it many times based on the activity. If the activity is doctors, then it's different activities and different rates. If the activity is cleaners, Even though they're all people, there are different rates and different numbers come out. So we repeat the same process of dividing cost by quantity to calculate the rate per unit, but it will be different costs and different units. You understand it, Jacob?
Yes.
Very good. And this concludes our summary. This brings us to the end of the class. Thank you for coming. And next time, you'll be prepared for the test. And if you are not, you'll ask me questions, last minute questions. Thank you. And this is it for today. Have a good day, and I will see you next time when we will continue.